Is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are enjoying free week. If you guys are for anybody that was here yesterday for free week, type a quick one in the chat if you absolutely loved it, found it valuable, found some useful information somewhere throughout the day. Woo, the ones pouring in, I love it. BEA, beautiful. We got Alex in the house. Good morning to you. Amy, we got B. We got B.Matt, good morning to you. We got B Rabbit. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have B Rabbit, but good morning to Bill. We got Bill S. We got another Bill. All the Bills are here. We got Bob. Good morning to Bounty Hunter. I'm kind of scared of you, to be honest. I don't know who you're chasing right now, but I'm just let me know if you're close so I can hide somewhere. We got Brian in the house. Good morning to Brian Reppel. We got Carlin. Good morning, Carolyn, Cindy, Daniel, David, J, DC, Devin. Good morning to Erica. Gabri, did I say that right? Gina guessed the closing price yesterday. Oh man, she got a free $50,000 trading account yesterday. Incredible. We got Ivo. Good morning to Jax, Jay, Gene, Joe, Joel, Jolene. Oh, that's a good song. I don't know how you feel about the song, but I think it's all right. JT, good morning. We got Kevin, Lars. Lars, I haven't seen you in a while, Lars. Good morning to you. We got Leon, Lily, Lauren, Mark, Martina, Michael B, Mike Griffin, Marielle, so many names. I can't even finish the list. Otherwise, I'm just going to run out of time. But good morning to everybody. Good morning to all you guys. Hope you guys are doing absolutely incredible. We got, Paige is here. Good morning to Paige. Man, you guys get me super psyched and pumped. All right, so let's take a look real quick at the markets as we do every single day. And for all my peeps in YouTube land, appreciate you being there. Make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe. But also, on a side note, you can just go to reallifetrading.com and you could just hang out with us all day today. Otherwise, I do stop the feed at 9:30 in YouTube land. SPY, a little bit of a gap down. We do have the earnings starting to pour in. So there's probably just a lot of companies that we could look at today. There is, I think, just over 2,800 companies reporting this week, and they got started a little bit today. So from what we learned back when was it NVDA and even Tesla, I think. But back when they reported, we started to see the very early signs that we're still reporting good earnings company-wise, but in the short term, stocks are a voting machine, right? They're a short-term voting machine. In the long term, they're a weighing machine. So some people get very bullish during certain times, drives the price a little bit too much. And a lot of times when you see these run-ups where we just have crazy run-ups into earnings, they have to come out and a lot of times just absolutely dominate earnings beyond belief to keep up with expectation as to what traders are thinking this company is going to do, right? Or these companies are going to do. So we're seeing a lot of companies that are not doing bad on earnings, but we are getting some of the pullback. Sometimes, like I drew this one in the, what time was it? 4 to 5 p.m. Long term, this is what stocks typically do, especially, obviously, if it's a fake company or garbage company or something like that, you might not have it. But for the most part, a good growing company should look like this. But we know this happens. This is actually what happens in the stock market, right? So sometimes, the price is overvalued from what the company is. Sometimes it's undervalued, right? And it just goes back and forth. But on average, this is what you're doing. So the question now is, for a lot of the companies reporting, they're not coming in too bad. There's a couple misses, but for the most part, a lot of beats, at least earnings per share. Some companies did miss on revenues, but when a stock goes like this without any pullbacks, without anything, the bench becomes a lot higher for people to sell. So if you see, like, if you have any stocks that you own and you're watching the earnings and you're like, man, this company just beat like crazy and people are selling, it's usually, look at the chart, it's probably something like this, right? People are going to want to ring the register eventually to get some kind of a pullback. Is this the beginning of a much bigger pullback? I don't know. I don't even know how far this one goes, to be honest. Technically, we're still sitting in this big red day. Still a troublesome candle. We're hanging in there, surviving. But usually when you have these gap ups or run ups, then you have the gap up, big major sell. This is still a bearish engulfing candle. We just didn't really break down. We got saved one time off that 10 EMA. And yesterday we put in a decent day. August typically a little bit slower for volume. You probably will get a little bit more chop in August, September as well. September starts to pick up a little bit more in volume though. So I think this August is the one we got to deal with a lot, but huge volume. So again, I am watching this candle. If this one breaks down at all, in terms of where we called for targets yesterday, we were pretty much spot on, right? We were looking for somewhere in this zone. We got right up in there. We blew through it for 1 point, got smacked right back down. And today is a bearish gap and go on the overall SPY. Is it going to be the easiest short day ever? At least for the market. Maybe some companies might be different. But right now, the SPY does have a little level of support. We'll see where this thing opens in 24 minutes. And below that, if we're able to break, probably somewhere in the, let's see what price that is. First target, which is essentially where we're at now, 455.98. If we slip a little bit more, I think we could get down to 450, 452. And then a very bad sell day, I think would take us to 452.82. So those are my targets. If we get closes underneath this candle, it's not going to look very, very good at all. And we, again, probably pull back. Is it the big one that everyone's looking for? I don't know. I don't think so. I can't say that yet, but it will be something just to watch and caution. Ron's got all the stocks in there today. Okay. All right. Let's take a look real quick at the Qs. See if we're getting any love or something similar. Where is the pre-market? There it is. So slight little gap down, still actually holding up, I think, a little bit better than the SPY today. I think SPY is coming down a little bit more. But we got, we're at one little safety area right here. So somewhere in this 382.31. Looks like we're already below that. So next immediate target, I would think, would be 380.61. And then probably this 379.77 would be a good target for this as well. Then we get met with the 10 EMA as a little bit of support, and 379.56 is that previous VPOC. So could come down a little bit further, but it's not jumping off the cliff just yet. Bitcoin's on his way to 28,250, then up to 32,000. I think we got to get past that 31,000. If we can get past 31,000 on Bitcoin, you'll see a much bigger move. But I don't know when or how or if, but that would be the number I'm looking for on Bitcoin. So 31,000 on Bitcoin, and I think we see a bigger push, bigger run. GPS, the gap. We tried to day trade this one in, which I actually think we lost a little bit on this one. I was buying the gap down here. Was it down here? Yeah, I think I bought it here. I bought it here. Made some swing trades on it. We tried to day trade it over here. It didn't work too well. But this one is a gap and go. Again, I like it for the squeeze portion of things, and it does have a high short float. 1155 has been the area I've been looking to target. Is today going to be the day? I do like this gap. I don't love the fact that we ran up into it, and it's only really 1 day of selling. But if we could get a red candle on this one, I'm more than willing to play it again. I don't think, if the markets come down today, I don't think that's going to help GPS at all. But I think we're definitely in a squeeze on the gap. And I think we do have a lot of room on this one. So, yeah, probably one of my favorites. Ron, how come this wasn't on your list, Ron? Was it? No, it wasn't. All right, let's take a real quick look. We got ROK. Some of these plays you got in here, Ron, might be a little lower on volume. So Rockwell Automation, massive gap down. The one thing I would probably caution on this one, it is technically a gap and go. Let me just do a Fibonacci on this one, just eyeballing this one. It looks to me, where do I want to draw this one? Probably here to here. Looks like we're probably sitting somewhere at about a 50% retracement. Yeah, we're in between the 50 and the 618. So see if we get down to like 297.32, but that could be a potential bounce spot. Anybody who missed that entire rally, you might have some people interested in this. I'm guessing it's an earnings miss. And I don't know what this company does. Yeah, so surprise beat to the downside of 5% on earnings per share, and then 4% to the downside. So it's going to have a negative catalyst. Probably needs a couple more days, but if this thing does want to bounce, otherwise you do have about $6 further down, at least into the 618. If we start closing below that, I think it's a nightmare for the company. PRU, Prudential. Are they getting a little gappy down too? Just a tad right into the 10 EMA though, so be cautious of that. That could help boost it up a little bit. This is also a retest gap technically, so I don't know if it's a wide enough gap. I don't think so to play the fade up higher, but I wouldn't short at open. See if this one gets a little bit of a rip that you can take a little bit higher. ZBRA. Zebra. I don't know why TradingView is so slow today. It's like just doesn't load that quick. I don't know. This one looks like a horrific gap down on Zebra Technologies. Again, I'm not sure this company at all. They beat on earnings per share, but they did miss by $93 million. Pretty drastic drop. This one's probably more shortable than anything else. Again, volume on this one might be low though. So this one I would probably, you got to watch out. You do have a little bit of maybe support coming in either somewhere at 251.06. We could even, on a really bad day, 244 we could get to, but it does look shortable. Probably with that size gap, it's just too large for me to play. So I'd probably let it just do its thing. Let's see, TAP. TAP. Come on, think faster. Keep up. All right, we got Molson down quite a bit. This is a retest gap at support. So this one I think would actually be fadeable to fade this one up higher. Somewhere down here would be a very interesting spot. If we could get down a little bit lower, that'd be tremendous. 65, 63 would be a good spot to try to play this one higher. So see if this one wants to at least hold a little bit in this area. Give me some consolidation and open, some kind of red candles. That one I would probably try to fade up higher. MRK. Yeah, everything pharmaceutical or anything really that involved the run up from COVID. A lot of those companies and Merck is probably going to hold a little bit better, but I think like J&J, I think has a ton of potential lawsuits out there. And then who's the other one? There's one other company that I think is coming down quite a bit in this field. I can't think of the name right now, but you have Merck. So Merck, a little bit of gap up. This is a retest gap, a little bit above support. I like this. I like where this candle is opening for sure. See if this one pulls back a little bit, as it is a small little retest. Beautiful double bottom on a daily chart. I'll put Merck on the list, and we'll go. I'm actually going to try this one long. It's kind of terrifying. A little bit terrifying, but we do have some room to the higher side on this one. Go all the way. All the way to the top of the list. Might be time for me to start editing my list. TM, I'm going to look at CAT, CAT. BP is going to have low volume. MO is typically low volume as well. For day trade, swing trade is much different. Caterpillar, nice little gap up on this one. It is a retest gap. Pretty decent looking gap though. Is this earnings as well? So would they beat on both fronts? I have 0 targets on this one. I got no idea where this one could go. This is a technical retest gap. Lots of buying into this run up. Most likely, I think this one will be good to fade lower. Come in for that retest. Probably somewhere right around the 265. We'll call it 265, but could be a little bit lower than that. But Caterpillar, I'm going to look for potential fade. So give me like a green candle on this one. And then I'm going to look to actually short this one. It's got some strength. The rest of the market, if it is still bleeding down a little bit, I'll take my shot. Come on. There you go. Caterpillar. All right, let me see what else we got on the list. ANET looks nice. We're gonna have a lot of tickers. I don't know if we're gonna get to all of them. We'll do our best. So we got Arista Networks. Nice gap up on this one as well. It's gonna be another Caterpillar situation. It's a big, massive gap from yesterday. But if anybody was on this squeeze, so this one was actually selling essentially into earnings. This one could be a nice pop. Again, volume might be a little bit lower. Today might be okay. Typically, volume's slightly lower though. Yeah, it looks good. See if we get a little pullback first. Anything into like the 175.53. Otherwise, to the upside, I have zero targets, and this thing could definitely get a solid lift. That's a lot of shorts. Even some of the short volume was picking up into earnings. So definitely a little bit probably of a surprise beat and could squeeze some people. I don't think this one's probably got a high short float on it though. That would be a interesting thing. We got Hector says good morning. Laura says good morning. Always great to be here. Good to have you. Nicola equals the Tesla killer. Yeah, I mean, it's almost the same. It's almost the same league. Almost. If Nicola could kill Tesla with nothing but dreams, then I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. You do got a little bit of a gap up. It's under $5, so I won't day trade it. But if you're gonna swing trade it, you probably do have to about $5.15. A little bit of volume coming in between probably the 387 and 348 range. So we're almost into that. This one could be a squeeze for sure. Uninvestable, would never put my money in there for the long term. But Adam says printing industry as a whole is taking a beating this year. May explain sentiment. I think the printing industry has been taking a beating for the last 10 years, but that's just me. I've been in that industry before, and I know a lot of the printing guys have been, let's just say, complaining, to say it nicely, and trying to figure out other revenue streams for the business for quite some time. But I can't imagine it was getting much better. TradingView was slow on my side yesterday. Seems like that software upgrade. To me, it seems a little bit more like a downgrade on my end than an upgrade. But Adam says, yes, but specific on consumer goods right now. Zebra printing, e-commerce, label printing, logistics. Got you. Okay. Yeah, well, they definitely missed on some earnings, and they're getting absolutely hammered. JBLU for the fade. JBLU. I think JetBlue is looking for expanding out and really focusing or trying to on international flights. I think their partnership with American Airlines just ended. This is a little bit of a surprise beat to the upside. Surprise revenue beat 2.155 million. You do have a little bit of support down here. This would be a fadeable stock. Yeah, I think so. I would like it a little bit lower, maybe. Freak some people out a little bit, but there was a decent amount of selling into this thing. That looks like a fade to me. How much room, though, it's going to go up? I mean, you're looking for 50 cents. It would have to be a tight spread. We'll add it to the list, though, for sure. 15 cent. I was thinking like Ron, what'd you do yesterday? You had a 3-cent stop on something? we need one of those on JBLU, I think. Yeah, it probably have to be 10 to 15 cent stop. But everything's all relative to the price, because it's only $7.25. Yeah, 3-cent stop from Ron. I told him, I was like, I don't know how that one didn't run for 12 hours. All you needed was like a 20-cent move. All right. Ron says it worked out. Yeah, it was either going to work out or it was a quick R. One of the two. CCL and Norwegian probably want to watch as well today. Norwegian, I think, was getting killed. I'm not sure where Carnival is. Let's see. So a little bit of a gap and go on Carnival. We do that 10 EMA, plus we got a little bit of support coming in, 1824. This on a daily, I mean, if we do actually roll from here, this would be looking very double topish longer term. You did put in new higher highs, and this could also be developing some just pennant pattern before we push higher. That's possible as well. All those moving averages are stacked correctly, so momentum on every time frame looks decent still. This one probably, I think, could get bought up, but I think you'd have to be a little bit nervous on Carnival Cruise with the way NCLH Norwegian is definitely getting a bigger drop. If TradingView wants to pull it up. So Norwegian is looking a lot worse than Carnival. So my sympathy play would be probably Carnival Cruise. Although it does have a little bit more support to it. This one, I think, could get down to 1956. I think maybe some buyers could be interested. But again, here's another one where the earnings weren't bad. I think that we beat on both. Yeah. So here we go. We beat on both. Huge run up into it, and it's just not good enough. It's not good enough. We beat all the analyst expectations, but investor expectations are a lot higher. I would actually look for this one to fade up higher from here. See if it drops a little bit, but this one could also be a fade, I think, longer, knowing that there's a little bit of some kind of support here. So we'll have that one on the list to watch. Please check M. Was that Macy's? So we did see the gapping. Let me see if Macy's is having any run as well. I think retail, Macy's still has to put out their earnings in a little bit. Nice candle yesterday, still inside of this one. This is where all the bears came, smacked it down. It is showing me that there's a little bit of strength still in Macy's. We've been rejecting now twice off of this little 10 EMA that's kind of coming in on it. I would imagine, I don't see a big breakout. Again, you could see the squeeze on the gap. And if that's going to turn into something for retail to get a little strength behind, I mean, that would be fantastic for Macy's to start pushing above some of these moving averages. We do have a little bit of resistance. Yep, kind of where we stopped at last time is this previous VPOC. So those have been already essentially retested. The next one for me would be, I mean, if this thing really wants to start going, 1725, but with earnings coming out on, we have August 16th, so we still got 16 days. I don't know if the resistance is going to be too strong for this one. Otherwise, this is telling me that there is definitely still some bulls in here, but I would expect a little chop on Macy's. Cinnamon is in the house. Good morning, Cinnamon. We got Shopify. Antonio on YouTube land says, first time ever with the RL community. Welcome, Antonio. I got a question for you then. Did you go to reallifetrading.com on the first page? As soon as you go there, there's a banner for free week. Just go there, sign up for the free week. It costs you nothing, and then you could hang out with us all day. You know, Rado, same thing. Why are you in YouTube? Brooke, just go reallifetrading.com. We're here all week. We're streaming till 6 p.m. every day. That's what we do every day, but you can just hop over here. It's easy. All right, we got Shopify. So Shop, decent little sell. So yesterday was, technically speaking, a retest gap. We didn't get much of a retest on this thing. So now there is a wide open gap down here. We are below yesterday's VPOC at open, so it is a little bit of a gap and go bearish. I would be curious I'd be interested to watch this one. See if this one, I think we have all the resistance right now, 67.44. I think what happens on Shopify, I think what we need to do on Shopify is watch, number one, the opening price of yesterday. If that starts to break, then I think we'll be looking for the $66 range. Somewhere in there should be some kind of support. I think sentiment right now, at least in the short term, like very, very short term, is still bullish. We did have a decent run up. We had a big pullback for profit taking, and this one could be ready to go. But I think we have to watch these levels, see if we get back down to the 66. That's where I would like to buy it, close this gap, and then look to run. So is it going to do anything crazy today? I don't know. I don't think so. We do have a good resistance up above us and support down here. I can't play this one at open for me, only because I don't know. Maybe that opening range from yesterday is going to hold, and then you got support, resistance, sorry, right up here. And I have a very, very tight range. So until it breaks that range one way or the other, I can't really play it because it's just not enough money in it for right now. If this thing does break through, and again, maybe there's some more room, you get about $1.20 to the downside. If this breaks, so maybe there's a small little play here into that retest. But I'd much rather see if it comes down into this range and then look for that bounce. Oh, and they got earnings tomorrow too. Okay. Yep. Didn't even see that. All of that analysis is good for 24 hours. That's it. Anything after that, who knows what earnings comes out with. But yeah, that's probably a little bit more reason you're going to get some chop on this one. So be careful on Shopify. And I have no idea what those earnings are going to bring. Even if they're good earnings, like I said, we've seen good earnings and they just, not good enough into a decent run up. And Shopify is definitely on the list of stocks that had a really good run up. And I mean, we were sitting at $23 very couple months ago. So I don't know. But yeah, maybe a little bit more chop today, Cinnamon. Brooke says, I'm here now, was on YouTube while I was walking my dog. Oh, okay. All right. Well, honestly, I'm impressed. That's a good way to think outside the box. Ron says, also news at 9:45. What report do we have coming out today? And especially at 10. We got a couple things coming out today, huh? All right. Alex wants to look at NVIDIA. Also, if I missed any of your tickers, I apologize. Just throw them in the chat. I got 2 more minutes left. Let's see what NVIDIA's been doing. NVIDIA is sitting in this little double top zone. This would be, to me, a short. I'm going to go put this on the list to see if we get some buying at open. If TradingView wants to, yeah, there we go. All right, I'm going to see if I can get a little bit of some buying. Probably would love to see it into like the 467.70 zone. And then I think this would be a lot of room to the downside, probably into about 458.66 would be my target. Tesla, I do see a little bit of a pop on Tesla, probably because they're waking up from Nikola. That's my guess. I mean, they're like, we can't let Nikola outdo us. We can't let Nikola do us dirty. So far, not enough, though. Nikola's still looking good. Tesla is still at this pretty decent resistance we've been struggling with for a while. So inside day on Tesla, even with the little pre-market pop it's doing now, and we'll have to see. But 266.74 would actually be a decent opportunity to short the stock if you are bearish on it. I'm kind of indifferent at this point. I can see a little bit of momentum building in the bullish direction, so I'd be more bullish to neutral. But it's got to get through this 266.70 zone. We will see. Let me throw this back onto TOS. As where you have like less than a minute until the market opens. So what was some of the other stocks that we're looking at? I think the gap. If you guys are taking any setups, throw them into the chat ping too. We'll take a look at those. We'll put GPS here. We were looking at, we got NVIDIA already on the screen. Not giving us anything yet, except maybe that pre-market breakdown. This pre-market breakdown could be interesting. I'll give it a second, though. And then GPS is fading at open. MRK we were looking at. MRK. It's giving us a red candle at open. It could be playable. Palantir is putting in a high wave at open. JBLU. I believe we were looking to fade this one higher, right? Let me check JBLU again. I forget what we said on this one. JBLU. Yeah, nice gap down. Yeah, I kind of like NVIDIA to the short side, 458 and change, but either we had to take that pre-market break, which we could have, or just be patient, which we are, which we're doing. So we'll see. JetBlue. This could be an interesting trade. We'll see. 725, 7.25. We need a smaller spread on this one. That's right. And that's going to give us about a 704, 7.04. Let me see if I can get a better entry somewhere than that. I'm not going to touch it yet. I'm going to let it do its thing. And then the gap, maybe 1091. Let me see GPS. GPS technically could fade all the way back down to 1059 before this thing gets going. So I'm going to have to leave that one alone for now. I don't have great risk reward where it's at. Tesla is coming down though. So that would have been a decent short right out of the gate. Missed it. NVIDIA, again, market's been open for a whole 2 minutes, but it feels like 35 minutes. Everybody out there in YouTube land, make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, especially if you're out there walking your dog listening to the stream. Especially you have to hit the like button for sure. Otherwise, you guys are incredible. And check out reallifetrading.com. It is free week. Hit the back.